Hey everyone, it's been a while since my last video, but here I am back again today to talk about the Digimon card game. And it's nothing from the past. It's a game that's actually still alive, it's still going, and it's going strong. So if you've watched my other videos, you'll know that Bandai and Digimon, they really struggled to make a Digimon card game stick. Digibattle failed even though Digimon was extremely popular back then. Then they had the Detector card game, that didn't go well. The Digimon CCG, that didn't last long. They waited a couple years. They tried something called Digimon Fusion, which just totally tanked. And then about a decade later, they tried, once again, Bandai thought they'd try one more time, and they made the Digimon card game, which officially came out in January 2021, but there were some cards floating around as early as November for the pre-release November 2020. And so we get to talk about a game that is alive. Yay! This is also really cool for me too, because one is Digimon has finally made a really good game. This game is a lot of fun to play. And two, I've finally caught up to history currently through a lot of help, from people. So thankful. I have every US released booster card for all the Digimon games. Now that'll change when the new set comes out. I'll fall behind. There's no way I'm going to keep up. But a special thank you to everyone that's helped me accomplish that. So enough of that though, right? You don't want to hear that. Let's get started talking about this new game. So here we go. First of all, the rarity system. So they made it really easy in this new card game. You have a C for commons, which are the easiest cards to get. You get a whole bunch in every pack. Then you have a U for uncommon. Once again, not that hard to get. Get a couple in each pack. Then you have the rares, which marked with an R in the corner. Plus, the rares, they have this gold, kind of gold stamp there for the level. And I don't know if you can see this, but there's also a gold finish around the outer box of the portrait there. Now, I don't think they're going to do this for rares in the future. I think they're making them holographic. But for the first couple of sets, this is what the rares have looked like. And you'll get one or two of these per pack. Then you have your super rares, which are holographic, and everybody likes shiny, right? So these are about 1 out of every 3 or 4 packs. You get 7 of these in a box. Usually. I've seen someone get 8 once, so now I just say usually 7 in a box. And then you have your secret rares, which are the big hits. Now, you also have alternate arts, and both of those are considered big hits, and you'll get 2 big hits per box. So it can be a secret rare, or it could be an alternate art. Let me give you an example. So you got Beelzemon from the first booster set here, 1.0. It's a secret rare. But you also have the same number, secret rare, but a different picture. So you have the alternate art version. So like I said, these are both big hits, and you get about 2 big hits per box. Now, you do need to be careful. Here's a warning. Because there's 2 hits per box, people can open the packs, once they hit the 2 good cards, they'll try and sell the rest. So be careful when you're buying single packs online, because the good cards might already be gone if someone opened a box, got their good cards, and is just selling the rest of the packs. So there's your warning. All right, let's take a look. So I'll be a little bit quicker through some of these because this is a current game. So if you have questions, the information is readily available all over the place. It's not like I'm digging this up from 20 years ago. You can just look right now. There's websites that exist for this right now. So when Digimon first came out, they released a couple starter decks. They had 3 starter decks with the release. Now we're up to 6, depending where you live. 6 in the US. I think they've released 2 more already. Other places that will soon come to the US. We're a little bit behind with manufacturing. But let's take a look at those starter decks. So the first starter deck was called Gaia Red. And you would get 16 different cards. You get copies of these cards because you need 50 cards to play in a deck. And then you have 4 digi eggs, which you place out and you build those eggs up. And, well, maybe we'll make another video about playing the card game eventually, or you can look one up yourself. But anyway, this first deck, it focused on War Greymon. As always, right, you want to start a Digimon card game strong, you probably need War Greymon out there. Along with that, they also released a starter deck. I'm going to probably say this wrong. Cositas Blue. I'm probably saying that wrong. I apologize. My grammar is not that great. But Metal Garurumon was the focus of that deck. And then, of course, the yellow deck, you have Seraphimon there. And this was called Heaven's Yellow. And those 3 decks came out at the same time so that you could learn how to play. And with each color, there's usually a different strategy involved. So there's a bunch of colors, right? There's red, there's blue, there's yellow, there's green, there's black, there's purple. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on. So different strategies that you can combine. Like I said, this game is good. There's a lot of different ways to play it. It's a lot of fun. So those were the first 3. As time went on, the cards get stronger with each set, so they decide to make 3 new starter decks. So the 4th starter deck then was Giga Green, and this focused on Hercules Kabuterimon. They also released with it 2 other starter decks. One was Machine Black, and that one focused on Blitz Greymon. And then you had Venomous Violet, Kresgarurumon there in the corner. Again, it's a great way to play. They give you enough to play with the starter deck, which is awesome. Back in the day, they'd give you starter decks for different card games, and you wouldn't even get enough cards to play. They just say you would. But in these, you actually could. You could go enter a tournament with your starter deck. Now, you can make them stronger, of course, with the booster cards, but you could play with a starter deck, and some of the cards are quite good. So then we get to the booster sets. And the first set is called 1.0. You got some spaces missing because those were the cards I used earlier to show you the rarities. Now, in this first set, 1.0, the numbers are a little all over the place. So you'll have in the corner the BT1, BT2, or BT3, all within this first set. And the reason that is because in Japan, they had those as separate sets. They had BT1, BT2, and BT3. But in the US, they're trying to speed things up a little bit. I think with all the English releases, they were trying to speed things up a bit. So they took those first 3 sets and combined them into 2 sets called 1.0 and 1.5. And so in both of those sets, you'll see things from the 3 Japanese sets. I hope that makes sense. So basically, they're taking 3 sets, and then for anything that's in English, they made it into 2 sets because they're trying to catch up a little bit. So you have BT1, and like I said, whenever you start something, right, there's the War Greymon again. You got Metal Garurumon. You got a bunch of commons, uncommons, rares, super rares. You're going to have a couple secret rares coming up here in a second. That was a big one when it first came out. Omnimon, the super rare, that was a really good card in competitive play at first. Then here's your secret rares here. You got a Metal Greymon and a Vidramon, as well as the Beelzemon that you saw earlier. So those 2 are there. Lots of cool things, though. You know, Gallantmon is a really nice set. 1.0 was just great. And the cards look amazing. They look fantastic. The art is good. They feel good to hold on to. You know, like, look at this. Like, this is just a rare, okay? So it's not even that hard to get. And the Venomyotismon, it's just, what a great looking card. They're really trying here. Bandai's doing a great job of mixing it up. And I think my phone just went blurry here. I don't know what happened. There we go. It's fixed now. But they're doing a great job. They just are doing a great job. They have all sorts of different colors and different artworks to appeal to a bunch of different people. Yeah, that's where the Beelzemon would usually go there. And then they have the alternate arts, which again, they look amazing. They even have some throwbacks to the old game. So Digibattle was based on a game in Japan called Hyper Coliseum. And this is what that first Hyper Coliseum, it looked a lot like this card. So it's bringing those throwback vibes to people who played those old games. So it looks kind of like the first card in Digibattle too, if you remember that. But like I said, these cards look amazing. I mean, look at this alternate art. Like the blue, oh, it just looks good. You can't complain. So as we move on, they also had box toppers. So anytime you buy a booster box, you get one of these cards in there as well. For the first set, they had 10 different box toppers of different Digimon tamers. Then they had something called Dash Pack cards. And these were originally meant to be, I believe it was with every 12 packs you bought, you were supposed to get a Dash Pack, which would have one of these cards. And, you know, though it didn't always end up that way because COVID was going on. So a lot of times they just kind of give them out with whatever stores thought was best. So you give them a variety of ways. So you get 5 Dash Pack cards. And again, they look great, even though they're pretty easy to get. I mean, you can't complain with that. They're just well-made card. Bandai's really killing it with this game. All right, so then you get to 1.5, and the same thing, right? They took 3 sets, they smushed it into 2, so you have 1.0, 1.5. This is almost like the second half of the, I mean, these are the second half of those 3 sets. So I'm just going to breeze through, you know this, you get to look at the cards, because I know at home, right, if there's something you really want to see, you can pause or zoom in or look it up online. Oh, I got to show you that one, though. The Secret Rare Black War Greymon. Don't know anyone that doesn't like Black War Greymon. If you don't like Black War Greymon, I'd love to hear it in the comments. Like I said, I've never met anyone that doesn't like Black War Greymon, and that card is awesome. So, yeah, if you don't like Black War Greymon, leave it in the comments and then tell me what you actually like. I'd love to hear it. I love hearing all sorts of different things. You got Imperial Dramon in the corner. Man, that was a good card when 1.5 came out. Scary good card. All sorts of different strategies. Sarismon was a good card too. Flying through 1.5, maybe some lesser known characters, but still good ones. It's 2 more secret rares here. You got the Imperial Dramon Dragon Mode. We play that game with my phone. Remember, I'm just a guy with a phone. No special effects here. There we go. So that looks pretty cool with the gold coming down. And then you got Omnimon Alter S. Let's see if I pull that out. Maybe a little more shiny. There we go. Like I said, some good looking cards. All right, and then you have your alternate arts. And even on cards that people don't really go after, I mean, look at how cool that looks. Can't get over it. Maybe it's because I just like Digimon cards, but I think they just look great. So those are the alternate arts over there. And then you have your box toppers. Instead of 10 for this set, they had 6. So you get 6 different champions from the set. I just see the little foil glowing. And then you had your dash packs again, 1.5. So again, you're supposed to get those, I think, again, with 12 packs. Hopefully I'm remembering that correctly. Every 12 packs, but with COVID, they're giving out, you know, however stores saw fit, and that's fine. Then we go, and this is why it's confusing. So it's the 3rd English booster set released, but it'll say BT4 in the corner. Because remember, the Japanese, they smushed them into those 2 sets, English sets, the first 3 sets and the 2 English sets. And so the numbering doesn't quite match. But anyway, BT4 then is Great Legend, the 3rd English set released. And with this set, they actually had some pre-release cards. They weren't in booster packs, but they have pre-release events, usually like a week before the set comes out, and you could go play in a tournament, and if you did, you'd maybe receive one of these. If you buy a booster box, you might receive one of these packs. I think 2 pre-release cards came in a pack. As you can see, they look the same as regular cards, except they just have the pre-release stamp. And they would take the, I believe it's the uncommons and the rares from the actual set. And there's 56 for Great Legend. So 56 cards with the pre-release stamp. So we'll go through there. So there's more pre-releases, and I think they're changing those as they move forward with the diamond set that's coming out. I think the pre-releases are going to be hollow instead of having that gold pre-release stamp. So we'll see in the future. Some of you watching this might already know. Like I said, US is behind right now for manufacturing problems. But anyway, here's the regular set of Great Legend. So we'll just kind of fly through. You have a lot of things from Frontier, couple things from DATS, right? DATS Squad. So seasons 4 and 5 respectively. Yellow got pretty good in this set. And like I said, you got some good characters again. Dan Devimon, that's a cool looking card. And with these cards too, the thing that's great about Digimon is a lot of times they hide bonus things in the background. Let me show you what I mean. Was it this one? Nope. It was this one. So in cards, if you pay attention, there's actually a lot of cool things in the background. Like this Chaosmon, look who's sitting back there. There's an Omnimon back there. And so they didn't just like make the artwork in a rush. They really put time into it. Even the details that some of the people didn't notice. It's part of the reason I like this game so much. So you go on and you have your 3 secret rares. You have Lucimon, Ancient Greymon, and Ancient Garurumon. And the cool thing about these is they kind of... Oh, no, I'm getting ahead of myself. It's not these regular ones. It's the alternate arts that combine. So you get to these alternate arts, and these are probably my favorite looking alternate arts. Maybe they're not the biggest characters, but the Great Legend alternate arts, I just like the way they look. Like, again, just the gold around it, the shininess, it's great. Texture, everything you could want. Everything you could want. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. This is where they start connecting cards, which is really, really cool. So I got to nerd out on you guys just a little bit here. There we go. So it doesn't connect super well, but you see how the wingtips are on Ancient Greymon, right? And then the wingtips also on Ancient Garurumon, so they do connect. So you can make them into like one portrait. I thought that was pretty cool. I'll put these back in the binder later. But gotta keep going. I can't nerd out on you guys too much. I gotta keep going. So you got your box toppers again. So you got 6 different tamers that you could have. And then we get to Battle of Omni. And Battle of Omni, they also had those pre-release cards with the gold stamps. I'm still missing a few of the pre-release ones. They weren't from the booster sets. So there's 56 again of the uncommons and rares. And they just have the pre-release stamp. Otherwise, they're exactly the same. And then that brings you to the regular Battle of Omni set, which is BT5, even though it's the 4th English booster set release. Again, just loving the card game. I mean, even the commons are fun to look at, where you have Miramon. Look, he's just making some dinner there with, again, the background, right? You got a customer waiting for his food. Like, it's cool stuff. You know, when we're having fun with the commons, you know, the rest of the cards are going to be great too. So you got Shoutmon in these sets, and of course, since it's Battle of Omni, you're going to have some Omnimons. If you get a box of Battle of Omni, you're almost always going to... Actually, I can't imagine you not ending up with an Omnimon of some sort. You got your secret rares here. You got the Omnimon... Oops, a lot of glare there. I'm going to pull that out. Omnimon X Antibody. Because this just looks great again, too. And then you have the Omnimon's Wart Defeat, which is kind of like a zombie version of Omnimon. That's what it looks like. Best way to describe it quickly. And again, the alternate arts look great. There's a ton of Omnimon in this set, some Chaos Gallantmon as well. And with these, they connect. There's a whole bunch of them with pairs that you can see that complete the battle, the picture. So they're a lot of fun to try and collect all the pairs. And again, you got some throwbacks to the old Hyper Coliseum, the Japanese Digibattle, as it's called, right? So the Omnimon X Antibody... bringing back memories. bringing back memories. And you got the 6 box toppers again, 1 in each box. So that brings us to the promos, and I'm just going to fly through these just in case you want to know. First of all, you got the 6 promos that they're giving out to promote the game. And I think it was promotional pack 0.0. A lot of them came in. But just so you know, in case you are a completionist, there are 2 different versions of them. They have the chromed version. I'll grab that out. The chromed version and the rainbow version. See on the right, it's chromed. On the left, see there's a little bit more rainbow. So there's 2 different versions. I should have said that with the starter decks too. I believe the text is slightly smaller on the second printing of the first 3 starter decks. Again, most of you probably don't care, but in case you're a super completionist and want to know, now you do. Like I said, those 6 were given away in various ways, both the chrome and the rainbow. Then you have the next 6. You got 3 here and 3 here. They'd come in packs of 2 with that first booster box. And you have these 3, which were given away at Tamer parties. You got Greymon, Garurumon, Angemon. They were given away to people who would teach people how to play, people playing for the first time. With COVID going on, a lot of times they'd be given out as prizes in various ways, but they're out there. Then these next cards from here to here, right here, those were all for the first in-store tournaments. Those were participation prizes. So just for participating in a tournament, you would get 1 of those. And these were the champion cards. So if you won that store tournament, you'd get 1 of those 4 cards. Moving on quickly. Then we have something, I'm trying to remember what it's called. I think it was the Tamer Evolution box. Hopefully I'm not saying that wrong. But this was, you could get it pre-ordered from the premium Bandai website. And not a lot of people ordered these because the game wasn't really out yet. They weren't sure how it was going to go. And so these can be fairly expensive, but they gave you these in the English version and the Japanese version, along with like a playmat and a memory counter for using in the game, some deck sleeves. It was really cool. So those are from that. Then you had 4 cards that were from memory, what is it called? Special memorial packs. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And these were supposed to be given away for anyone that bought 12 packs of 1.0 and 4 packs of 1.5, or vice versa. So 12 packs of 1.5 and 4 packs of 1.0. I know this is a lot of information flying at you, but I'm just trying to do it quickly. How do you know you got a promo? Well, most of them say P in the corner, right? And then followed by the number. Then they came out with a second version of this card. You may remember it from a couple pages back. Basically in 1.0, they had the wording that wasn't very clear. So in 1.5, they remade it with different wording. This Rise Greymon was come from the special premium pack, set 1. And so you'd get 2 of these along with 4 packs of Booster 1.0, Booster 1.5. Then you got Tamer Party 2. So those 3 cards, again, were supposed to be given to those who help teach or learn to play the game. And you're going to see a pattern here. A lot of the same things are coming up because as time goes on, you get new cards for the same things. That's how they're keeping people involved, right? You're in those tournaments. You want to get more new cards, and so they keep coming out with more and more and more. That's part of the reason why I'm doing this video now, because I'm not going to be able to keep up. So I'm doing it now so you can see a lot of the cards that exist at the moment. Plus, the video would be like 80 minutes long, right, if I did it a year from now. Fun fact, there are more of these Digimon cards, this new game. In a year, there's more than any other Digimon card game for English. So like Digibattle, even if you include the regular cards, the holo variations, whatever, this new game has more cards already, by far. So then again, you got some tournament participation packs, the second round of these. Then you have the Great Dash pack. So you would get these supposedly with every 12 packs of Great Legend Booster Pack spot or every 2 starter decks. Pulsemon was a pre-release event for Great Legend. If you participated, you got one of those. If you won the tournament, you got this Magna Angemon. And then they had something called the Great Legend Power-Up Pack. And you could get a regular version card and a Chrome version of these cards. And as you can see, I'm missing a couple of the promos. And as the game goes on, more and more cards come out. You get them for different reasons. There are online tournaments now that are always like jam-packed full of people. I know they've had like 500-person tournaments, and they give out cards for this. Like this is a participation one with awesome texture. They have prizes that are amazing. They have different versions, different artworks for prizes. Some cards they'll even put on there that, you know, online participant or online finalist or champion. It's just, there's a lot of cool stuff out there. And here's basically what I'm trying to tell you. Over the course of history, Digimon cards have failed and failed and failed. And this one has a shot. I don't know how long it's going to last. Maybe it'll be here another year. Maybe it'll be here forever. I don't know. But this is the best game we've gotten so far. And so what I'm trying to tell you is enjoy it. We're experiencing the best of the Digimon card playing games. Maybe not collecting, but definitely for playing. Maybe for collecting too. And so take the time to enjoy it because you're living it. You're living it. So thank you again for watching this video. If you got comments or more info you'd like to share, you can let me know on the YouTube comments. You can contact me at prodigiouscollecting.com. You can look for me on Instagram at prodigious_omni, whatever. I'd love to hear from you, see what you got to say. I do think I'm going to make another video in the future because we got to make a D-Cyber video. Nobody knows what that is, so I'm going to fix that problem. So look out for that in the future, and thank you for watching another one and joining me. Always good to see you guys. Bye.